Hi guys, Gary Spike O'Sullivan here. I recommend you subscribe to Sporting Icons for all your latest boxing news. Good luck.
Jermall Charlo, obviously the twin brother of Jermall Charlo, and he is the former IBF super welterweight world champion and current WBC mandatory for Triple G's WBC middleweight title. He's only had 2 fights at middleweight. The first one he beat, I forgot his name, was it Highland, or something like that. And that guy came to the ring on one leg. He could hardly walk, and Jermall Charlo dispatched him, of course. And then, of course, he took on Hugo Santana Jr., which was for the official mandatory position. Again, Hugo Santana Jr., not exactly an elite fighter. So right now, he hasn't proved anything. But Jermall Charlo says that he is going to knock out Triple G when he gets him in the ring. And Triple G has been ducking him. So a couple of things there. Now, first of all, I think Jermall Charlo, he could go on and become the best right now at 160 pounds. He could do it. I'm not saying he can't, and I'm not saying that he cannot knock out Triple G. But his record suggests that it's unlikely because he's not exactly the biggest knockout artist in the world. Or maybe at 160 pounds, maybe he's got a little bit more power about him now, potentially. But even at 154 pounds, when he was IBF world champion, he didn't exactly take on the best around him. But maybe that was due to circumstance. Maybe others didn't want to fight him, or whatever it may be. I'm not exactly clued up with all that at 154 pounds. Not exactly my strongest division. But at 160 pounds, to only just arrive in that division and then accuse the champion Triple G of ducking him, that's outrageous. That's ridiculous, to be honest with you. Now, when Triple G and Canelo had their original rematch cancelled or postponed even, because obviously these guys will be fighting this weekend, Charlo did say, I'll fight you. But, of course, he wanted a whole crap load of money. Triple G had to move the venue, and he didn't have much budget. And there's no way that Jermall Charlo would have took the kind of money that Triple G would have offered. There's no way in hell that he would have done it. So, no, he's just using that as a ducking thing. This seems to be the kind of like the norm over there stateside, where they'll call somebody out knowing that they're not going to get a fight and then accuse them of ducking. Everybody's ducking everybody. It seems to be the theme, and Jermall Charlo is no different. But either way, he could go on and maybe he will knock out Triple G, who knows. But as I said, first of all, Triple G's got to get past Canelo, and if he does, maybe a fight with Jermall Charlo would be an interesting one. Now, Charlo did say that he's going to be fighting in around about November time, with no opponent yet announced. But if you look down the list of potential opponents, nobody really stands out. Really, there's nobody there that makes you go, ooh, that's going to be a hard fight for him, and maybe I wouldn't pick Charlo to beat him. There's a couple of names there that potentially maybe, but with all the fighters that you'd really want him in there with, they're all kind of busy over the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, so it ain't going to be any of them. For example, Triple G Canelo this weekend. So it's unlikely he's going to fight the winner of that in November. That's too soon for the winner, right? So you can kind of rule them out. Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade. Again, these guys are going to be fighting on the 20th of October. So again, that ain't going to happen. Although for me, I would love to see him fight either Billy Joe or Demetrius Andrade. Andrade has been calling out Charlo and his twin brother as well for quite some time. So it'd be very interesting to see that one. Likewise with SergIy Derevyenchenko and Daniel Jacobs. These guys have a fight as well, and that'll be for the IBF world title. So for me, I think that maybe Jermall Charlo, if he wants to be smart about it, is maybe just take a bit of a walkover fight for the next one. And then I'd love to see him fight Daniel Jacobs or Derevyenchenko. I am picking Daniel Jacobs to beat Derevyenchenko. So if Jacobs comes through that one, again, these guys have rivalry. In fact, Daniel Jacobs went up to Charlo and pretty much put it on him, like verbally. And Charlo seemed to almost be stuttering a little bit. It wasn't really a good look. Maybe he just caught him off the hop, who knows. So, but again, Charlo said that he wants to fight Daniel Jacobs, but as long as he does it before the end of his career, which is not a good thing to say. You know, he's got a good opportunity to potentially fight for a world title next. It's unlikely that Golovkin will do it, because I think Golovkin, if he beats Canelo, he's going to end up fighting Billy Joe Saunders or Demetrius Andrade even. But for me, Billy Joe Saunders. So again, a unification. That is not ducking Jermall Charlo. It really isn't. Nobody's ducking Charlo. Gary Spike O'Sullivan, he's going to be taking on David Lemieux. this weekend as well. So again, either those guys, you could rule out them as well. And you can also rule out the very, very popular Japanese fighter and the WBA regular champion in Ryota Murata when he's going to be taking on Rob Brant as well. So all kind of like the big names have been pretty much taken out of the mix. There isn't really anybody around. Potentially he could fight Martin Murray. That'll be an interesting one. Out of all the available guys around, I think that one will probably be his toughest one, Martin Murray. Martin Murray, he's looking for a big fight, so why not Jermall Charlo? And I think November time will probably suit Martin Murray as well. Jason Quigley. Jason Quigley is, of course, an Irish fighter. Fights out of the Dominic Ingle gym as well. Again, that'll be an interesting one, that's for sure. William Monroe Jr. Again, maybe yes, maybe no. It'll be an interesting one stateside. I think that might be quite popular over there. But again, if you look down the list, there isn't really anybody. Maybe Curtis Stevens, although has Curtis Stevens fought since he got knocked out by David Lemieux? I don't know. I really don't know. So there's not a great deal of people to choose from. So he could end up choosing some people that we've never heard of before, like Terreno Johnson or Esquiva Falcao or Evgen Karinov. I mean, the WBC, I mean, the middleweight is light. It really is light on talent there. Well, no, sorry, wrong word. It's light on big names is really what I mean. But all the names that who are popular already have fights coming up. Maybe Jason Wellborn. Of course, he's the British champion as well. Jason Wellborn, he defeated Tommy Langford this weekend just gone. Maybe in November time, again, that might suit. So, and Jason Wellborn, of course, is a matchroom fighter, or at least I believe he is, because he fought on the matchroom card. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, I don't know. So, again, there isn't really a great deal. I mean, if I could handpick somebody for him, it'll probably be Martin Murray. I think Martin Murray, out of everybody available, I think Martin Murray would be his toughest or hardest opponent out of all of them, to be perfectly honest. Martin Murray's ranked number 2 in the WBC as well. And he's ranked number 7 by the WBO and number 4 by the IBF. So this is a good opportunity for Jermall Charlo to get ranked in other sanctioning bodies, because he's not ranked anywhere else, or unless of course I've totally missed it, but he's not ranked in any other sanctioning body. And there's no reason why he can't be, because he's not a champion of the WBC, he's just a mandatory. But he's managed to secure that position after only 2 fights. So congratulations to him. But anyway, his original point, knocking out Triple G. If I had to put money on it, which I wouldn't, but if I did, I would say no. He wouldn't knock out Triple G. And to be honest, I'm not too confident that Jermall Charlo actually wants Triple G. That's my honest opinion. But hopefully he does. Anyway, we'll have to see. So you drop your thoughts below. Can Jermall Charlo knock out Triple G Gennady Golovkin? And of course, who would you like to see him fight next? As I said, the potential names, and it's just my opinion, of course, and I'm just looking at the WBC here. Number 2 ranked Martin Murray. Now, bearing in mind, number 1 is Canelo Alvarez. So if Canelo Alvarez loses, he'll drop down. Martin Murray will become the number 1 in the WBC. Martin Murray has been around the block on a couple of occasions now, and he should have already been world champion. For me, he's been robbed at least on 2 occasions. So Martin Murray is durable and he's tough, and he will give Jermall Charlo that work. He really will give him that work. And there's a potential for Jermall Charlo to come to the UK as well and fight Martin Murray on a Frank Warren card. But there again, I'm sure Martin Murray, he'll be quite open to travelling to New York or wherever in America, because Martin Murray has travelled before. You know, he's got his passport and will travel for a big fight. So that would be great. Hopefully Frank Warren, he tries to make a bit of a push on that one. But would that be too much of a risk for Charlo? Maybe Charlo doesn't want rounds. Maybe he wants somebody to go in there and blast. And I don't blame him. I mean, if he's looking for a world title fight within the next few months, then maybe an easy walkover fight. A rematch with Hugo Santana Jr. Let's hope not, but you know what, you never know. Maybe Marjet Solecki. He was Daniel Jacobs' last opponent, and he gave Jacobs the work. So maybe. That's not a bad shout, actually, Solecki. Stephen Butler, again, another decent fighter, so potentially. William Monroe Jr., for me, as a neutral boxing fan, that fight doesn't really excite me, to be honest. We've seen William Monroe Jr. get beaten on a couple of occasions now, quite convincingly as well. So I'm not too keen on seeing that fight. But if they did it, you know what, I'll probably watch it, to be fair. Arthur Akavov, of course, he's had a world title shot before against Billy Joe Saunders. Some people said that Akavov beat Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe got the decision. That's what some say. Although Liam Smith has just moved to middleweight, or potentially anyway, he's been ranked by the WBO. So maybe a Liam Smith. Liam Smith will travel. Of course, he's been over there. He fought Saul Canelo Alvarez, and he got stopped by him. And of course, he fought Ham Munguia as well at 154 pounds. So he's just moved up to the middleweight, or at least according to the ranking. So that, again, that might be an interesting one. As I said, also the British middleweight champion in Jason Wellborn. I wouldn't be against that fight at all, to be perfectly honest with you. Jason Quigley, again, Irish fighter from the Dominic Ingle gym. Interesting one. So anyway, you drop your thoughts below. Who would you like Jermall Charlo to take on in November time? And do you think that he can knock out Triple G? And do you think Triple G is ducking him? For me, definitely not ducking. But anyway, drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up and subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.